Hello everyone, I'm back with another free printable for you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched my last video, which I put up last Saturday, and I really want to say thank you to everyone who hyped that video for me. I'm really grateful for that. It really does help, and I have another free printable for you to say thank you. And anyone who doesn't like a lot of talking in videos, can I just suggest that you turn the sound down and the subtitles on, okay? So this one has a kind of an abstract Aztec theme to it, and on each sheet you get 8 bead strips with a 3/4 inch base. And to help save your ink, I've only coloured the edges black because you don't see the middles anyway, so that will help save you ink. I decided to make myself a bold statement necklace with this design, and to do that I printed the design off 8 times to give me 64 beads. So if you're new here and you're not sure where to get my designs from, you need to go to www.funcraftstodoathome.com, but there will be a link in the description underneath this video to the blog post that supports this video, and so over there you can find this free printable and also all my other free printables that I've put up over the last few years. I was getting a bit tired of doing bracelets all the time, so I thought I'd do this necklace this time, and I actually really love this. It looks really nice with a black t-shirt. So with the autumn here now and the winter months coming up, I'll probably be wearing a lot of dark clothing. I usually do in winter time for some unknown reason, not sure why, but I do love black in winter, and this really does look nice against a black t-shirt or a black t-shirt dress or even a coloured t-shirt. It doesn't have to be black, it just looks really nice, and it's quite unusual as well. It's quite an unusual necklace. Well, it is for me anyway, because these days I usually wear kind of like single strand necklaces, so yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. So, what do you have to do? Well, I'm kind of worried at this stage because I know that there's a lot of people that watch this channel regularly, and I don't want to get into a thing where I'm just repeating how to roll paper beads every time I put a new video up. But I also know there's new people here and they may not know how to roll paper beads. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to skim quickly through so that I do show any new people here what the process is. If you don't want to watch that process because you already know how to roll paper beads and everything else that goes with it, then you can always just skip forward to the next part, because I have got some other stuff to tell you. I need to update you slightly on the dry sealing of the beads, the method that I showed you in the last video, and I also want to speak to you a little bit about waterproofing, okay? So bear with me. Once you've got the printable, obviously you print it out, and you print it out as many times as you need to for as many beads as you want. And as far as which paper to use goes, this is what I used in this project. It's 140 GSM glossy, but that's just because I've got tons of this. You can use whatever you want. But just bear in mind, whatever thickness of paper you choose to use, it is going to affect the final outcome of your bead. Thin paper will give you a thinner bead, thick paper will give you a fatter bead, okay? And then you can take a metal ruler and a scalpel or a craft knife, copy what I'm doing here. I just cut the tops and bottoms all in one go. It's just easier that way. You can also do this on a guillotine. I did do a few of my strips on a guillotine, but I don't know why. I just prefer doing it with a scalpel and a ruler. I find I get more accurate cuts than I do with a guillotine, and it may just be that I haven't had enough practice on a guillotine. I'm not sure. It could also be that I just need a different guillotine. I've had this one for years, so I don't know. Maybe someone out there can tell me of a good one that I can get to do this. Anyway, the choice is yours, and you can also use scissors, of course, if you want to. So that's what you need to do. Cut out all your strips, as many as you need. And this is what your paper bead strip should look like once you've cut them all out. The next thing I do is take a marker and colour the edges. because you don't want a white spiral around the edge of your bead, and that's what you'll get if you don't colour them. So just do exactly what I'm doing here, and then when you're done colouring the edges, turn it over so you've got the inside of the bead strip, and then the end that you're going to start rolling at, you need to put about 1 inch of black on there as well, so that you don't get a white core hole when you've finished rolling the bead. And then when you've done that, you need to take a solid glue stick and put lots and lots of glue on the inside of the bead strip, on the end that's going to be stuck down when you've finished rolling the bead. And then once you've done that, you're going to need a bead tool or something to roll your paper bead with. Now, I'm going to repeat myself again. I apologise to regular viewers, so I'm now talking to anyone that's new here. Yes, I am using a paper bead rolling tool here, and yes, it is one that I used to sell online. I don't sell paper bead tools online anymore because it's very simple to make your own paper bead rolling tool, and there is a number of ways that you can do this. And again, I am going to put a link up in the top right hand corner of the screen right now that will take you to a video that I have made telling you how to make your own paper bead tool. And to be honest, all you actually need, unless you have got problems with your hands, all you really need is the pin that goes into the paper bead tool, and I explain all that in the video. So click the link in the top right corner of the video and you can go and see how to make your own paper bead rolling tool, or where you can just buy the pins. And this is what they look like. The one in my left hand is the 3mm one. It's the one that I'm using in this video. And then there's another one that's 5mm, and this is the one that you would use if you wanted to make European style beads with a large hole. In the video that I've linked in the top right hand corner, you can see how I made these and where I get these handles from. I have got links in the blog post that supports the video where I show you how to make these. I've got links to the company where I bought these handles from. I also have links to where you can buy the pins on Amazon, but really if you just go onto Amazon and search for slotted spring pins, you're looking for the M3 size or the M5 if you want a larger hole. But I will leave relevant links in the description underneath this video, so just go and have a look down there and see what links you need, and hopefully you can get yourself sorted out with something that you can roll your paper beads with. Oh, and the other thing that I forgot to do and to mention in the previous video was, it's very useful if you cut the corners off the bottom of your bead strips like this, because if you do that, once they're rolled, you don't get those sneaky little corners poking out the ends of the core holes. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but this is just for the new people here. And in the last video, I did introduce you to a dry method of sealing your paper beads. And I just want to update that a little bit because I failed to mention something that is quite important. Now, obviously you can see here this pad is really stained, and that's because inkjet prints are not stable, which is why I prefer not using wet glue to seal them, because they can run and bleed, as I said in the last video. So I introduced you to this method where you use an embossing pad and embossing powder in order to get a lovely clear shine and to protect your beads without running the risk of making the colours run or bleed if you use a wet varnish or glue or whatever. So what I failed to mention is, and what I didn't show you, you can give these beads as many coats as you want to. So in the previous video I only gave my beads one coat because I was in quite a hurry, but these beads I have given 2 coats to, and you could even give them a 3rd coat if you wanted to. Now, does this make them waterproof? I'm going to address that in a moment. So for those of you that didn't see the video, the previous video, this is how you get the gorgeous shine on the beads. You use a heat gun to melt that embossing powder, and you can see what a gorgeous shine it leaves. absolutely lovely. But you can do that 2 or 3 times to really coat your beads and give them an absolutely fantastic shine. And then you can do what I've done here to just leave them to harden off a bit. It only takes a few minutes. Not even that, I'm just sort of being cautious. Okay, so does this make them waterproof? Well, the answer is yes and no. This is one that I left in water for 24 hours, and what actually happened to it was the part that failed was the glue stick that I sealed the end of the bead with. So that's basically all that happened. So I think what I'm going to say is these beads are not waterproof, even with the 3 coats of, well actually no, that one had 1 coat of embossing powder. So while I wouldn't say that they're 100% waterproof, I will say they are probably the most waterproof of all the methods that I have ever used for sealing paper beads. And the main thing that let this one down was the solid glue that I used to stick down the ends of the beads when I'd finished rolling them, and that's because that solid glue stick is water soluble. And I know that there's many of you out there that use something called PC Petrifier. It's a wood hardener that you dip your beads in and it makes the beads rock solid and shiny. And lots of people have said to me, why don't you use wood hardener? And the simple answer to that is I don't use wood hardener because it's not a craft product. It's a harsh chemical. And I had a look at the data sheet online, and after I read all the issues that there are with this chemical, I decided that I don't want that next to my skin, and I don't want to breathe it in either, while I'm actually using it. So while many people do use this on their paper beads, I don't feel comfortable recommending a product that's not designed for the crafting world and certainly not designed to go next to your skin. So it's not something that you will see me use. Now this is just a personal, it's a personal thing. It's something that I wouldn't do. So I'm not saying don't use wood hardener. I'm just saying to the people that ask me why I don't use wood hardener, that's the reason why. It's a chemical, and if you're thinking about using PC Petrifier or any other wood hardener, I strongly advise you to go online and read the safety data sheet to see what it has to say about safety and about whether you should get it on your skin or not. And I'm someone that's got really sensitive skin, so it's just a no-no for me. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. So do go over to my website to get this free printable. And yes, I know some people have told me that they find it quite confusing over there because of all the adverts that are on the website. I have got an ongoing battle with that, but what I am trying to do is to make it much more obvious which are my pictures and my links. And I have explained that in the last blog post, and I'm going to explain it again in the blog post that goes with this video. Look for this picture on my website, it's on the screen now, and go to the caption directly underneath, and that's where the link to the printable is. Because pictures and their captions cannot be separated by adverts. So that is how I'm dealing with it at the moment, and also every single image on the website that's mine will have my name and my copyright stamp on, if that helps, okay? Unfortunately, I do have to have advertising on my website because that's the only way that I can give away my designs for free. Advertising is just something that I have to have on there in order to run my website. Anyway, thank you so much for watching so far, and if you want more free printables, please consider becoming a subscriber, hit the like button, and most of all, please hit the hype button if you can. Many thanks, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.